So interesting. You said something interesting. I think Renee, the conventional wisdom is that the iPad, is dwindling. And if you look at total iPad sales, and this is from Neil Seibart's blog, Above Avalon, which is often a really good resource for this kind of stuff. Based on company reports, this, it's a mountain, and we're on the downhill slope of the mountain. But he makes a really interesting point.
But it's a mountain.
Well, it is a mountain, right? It's still a large mountain. We're well over 40 million unit sales for the iPad, all told. This is the red line at the top is the iPhone, which has had a little dip, of course. The blue is the mountain of iPads, and the gray is Mac, which is relatively flat. I mean, and of course, Mac is a lot more expensive unit cost, so you can't really. But here's his interesting point, which I hadn't really thought about. He says it's not the iPad that's kind of going down. It's the iPad mini that's dragging the iPad down. He says iPad mini sales weakness has masked stronger sales trends for larger iPads. And what will come as a surprise to many, the iPad Air 2 has been the best-selling iPad to date. In addition, more than half the people buying an iPad Air 2 were new to iPad. So if you take the mini out, it's a very different kind of picture. And that makes sense. In fact, it confirms what a lot of people, including myself, had theorized, that as the iPhone got bigger, people didn't feel the need for an intermediate-sized device. And the mini really suffered as a result. But larger iPads still are selling quite...
iPad 2, and then for a very short time, iPad mini, and then iPad Air 2.
Yeah.
In terms of popularity.
And then with this new 9.7-inch starting at $329, suddenly Apple, I think we'll see in the next quarterly results, but I think Apple now has a very compelling story to tell. And I think a lot of people who said, I'm not going to buy a $500 iPad will look twice at a $329 iPad. People are not as sensitive to the speeds or to the laminated screen as we might be.